703-656-9056.
Good morning, America. Supreme Court showdown. Judge Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, now may be willing to testify in front of Congress, according to her lawyer. Overnight, President Trump standing by his nominee.
I think everything's going to be just fine.
As Kavanaugh tries to clear his name, the negotiations now underway. And what his accuser's family is saying only on GMA this morning.
Meeting with Mueller. President Trump's former longtime attorney Michael Cohen now cooperating with the special counsel, sitting down for multiple interviews lasting hours, answering questions about possible collusion with Russia and the possibility of a pardon.
Workplace rampage. The woman opening fire on her fellow employees, killing at least 3 people before turning the gun on herself. The third workplace shooting in just 24 hours. The investigation now underway.
An ABC News exclusive. The teenager whose disappearance with her teacher captivated the country, now telling her story.
He made me feel like I didn't have anyone else and no one really cared about me like he did.
The threats she says he made and what he told her after police finally found them.
Browns are gonna win! And at last, the Cleveland Browns finally getting their first win in 635 days, snapping one of the longest winless streaks in NFL history. The rookie quarterback, now the hero of the city.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. Happy Friday. My producer, Kirsten, and I are both from Cleveland. She said it best. This may be our year.
One victory, okay.
And you know Michael Simon from The Chew, the biggest Browns fan out there. So congratulations to the players. But it just wasn't a big win for the players. Fans all across the city, well, they got a huge prize as well for being so patient for the win. The company gave them free beer. Yes, the Cleveland police tweeted, "We won!" Wait, the free beer thing. Okay, Cleveland, stay calm. Go Browns. But that matched their win total for the last 2 years with that win yesterday.
You've been showing them some love.
Yeah, you know what? They're a good team. They could have been 3-0, be honest with you. They've been playing really well this year.
Okay. It's their year. More on that ahead, but we're going to, of course, begin with the new developments in the Supreme Court showdown. Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, now says she may be willing to testify on Capitol Hill as soon as next week. This, as Kavanaugh says, he wants a hearing as soon as possible to defend his name. Our senior congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce, is tracking this for us at the White House. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, we are now learning new details about the delicate negotiations to end this standoff. Christine Blasey Ford is ready to tell the Senate that Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her, but only if the conditions are right. And if her request can be satisfied, well, we could be headed for an historic he said, she said hearing as soon as next Thursday.
He is a fine, fine person.
Overnight, President Trump standing by his embattled Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh against allegations of sexual assault. The Las Vegas crowd chanting Kavanaugh's name as the president reassured his supporters.
Well, let it play out, and I think everything's going to be just fine.
In an interview on Fox News, the president questioning why Christine Blasey Ford's allegations didn't come out sooner.
To see what's going on is just very, very sad. You say, why didn't somebody call the FBI 36 years ago? I mean, you could also say, when did this all happen? What's going on?
This morning, Blasey Ford is ready to tell her side of the story, but only if key conditions are met. ABC News confirming Blasey Ford's team has told the Senate Judiciary Committee she does not want to come face-to-face with the man she alleges drunkenly sexually assaulted her at a high school party 36 years ago. Her lawyer says it is still Blasey Ford's strong preference that the committee allow a full FBI investigation before she testifies, but she's no longer demanding it. And Blasey Ford wants steps to be taken to ensure her safety. Her lawyer says Blasey Ford's family has had to relocate to escape harassment, even death threats.
I think it's been stressful to not be able to be home with her family.
Blasey Ford's family's now breaking their silence, defending her.
Chrissy Ford is my sister-in-law, and she is a down-to-earth, integrous, hardworking, honest, lovely woman.
And despite the president questioning the timing of these allegations, Blasey Ford's sister-in-law says coming forward at all is not easy.
Part of what I understand is that she felt sort of emotionally derailed for a couple of years. I'm sure she's preparing mentally to embrace her truth and kind of get past the things that have made her feel like she has to hide it and be silent.
Judge Kavanaugh adamantly denies the charges and tells the committee he is eager to defend his credibility. Writing in a letter, "I continue to want a hearing as soon as possible so that I can clear my name." The high-stakes political battle playing out with the critical midterm elections just weeks away.
We believe Dr. Blasey! We believe!
Democrats are urging Ford to hold her ground on an investigation.
They should be able to start that investigation right now.
But they don't seem willing to.
If the American people speak out loud enough about how important this is to them, they might change their minds.
Republicans insist they are working to accommodate Blasey Ford, even offering to let her testify privately.
We offered one more closed session or 2 ways of doing it by transcript.
Now, those close to Kavanaugh continue to argue that this is simply a case of mistaken identity. One Kavanaugh ally going so far as to publicly point a finger at another one of Kavanaugh's former classmates, even posting high school photos of them side by side, seeming to make the argument that Blasey Ford is simply getting the two men confused. But she tells the Washington Post, quote, "There is zero chance I would confuse them."
And Mary, before you go, because that was kind of an astonishing thing to see a finger pointed at someone else. Any response from that other individual?
George, we are still waiting to hear a response from that other individual, but it is quite an astounding thing to come out and so publicly try and point a finger at someone like this.
Yeah,
George?
that was really something. Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Now to that new development in the Russian investigation. The news broken by our team here at ABC News that President Trump's longtime attorney Michael Cohen has spent multiple hours in multiple sessions with special counsel Robert Mueller's team answering questions about all aspects of President Trump's relationship with Russia. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas here with the details. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. Michael Cohen, once part of President Trump's inner circle, now seems hell-bent on assisting the special counsel's investigation, voluntarily talking to prosecutors, apparently without a plea deal.
Michael Cohen, the president's former attorney and fixer, the man who once said he would take a bullet for Trump,
I'll do anything to protect Mr. Trump.
Now a potential threat as a witness for prosecutors. ABC News learning Cohen has been assisting special counsel Robert Mueller. Sources telling ABC News in recent weeks, Cohen sat down for multiple interviews lasting hours with Mueller's investigators. The focus of the meetings, which have taken place in New York and Washington, allegations of Trump campaign collusion with the Kremlin in connection with the 2016 election, and all aspects of Trump's dealings with Russia, financial or otherwise. Here's how Trump reacted when the FBI raided Cohen's home and businesses last spring.
So I just heard that they broke into the office of one of my personal attorneys, good man, and it's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt.
But in recent weeks, the president and his allies have been calling Cohen a disloyal turncoat, basically a rat.
He's been lying for years. There's nobody that I know that knows him that hasn't warned me that if he's back is up against the wall, he'll lie like crazy, because he's lied all his life.
According to sources familiar with the interviews, Mueller's team also asked Cohen questions about whether Trump or any of his associates discussed the possibility of pardoning Cohen. Cohen recently pleaded guilty to campaign finance crimes for paying off women just before the election, telling the court he did it at the direction of Donald Trump.
Mueller continues to get key Trump associates to become cooperating witnesses. This new revelation about Cohen coming on the heels of Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign chairman, pleading guilty to conspiracy charges last week and agreeing to work with the special counsel. George?
Okay, Pierre, thanks very much. Our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Let's pick up where Pierre left off right there and paint a picture of how President Trump is being surrounded now by Robert Mueller. You've got his former attorney cooperating. You've got his campaign chair, Paul Manafort, cooperating. His deputy campaign chair, Rick Gates, cooperating. His chief financial officer also cooperated with the Southern District. And his former national security advisor. He's got to feel surrounded.
So you've got a wide range of people and issues. So you've got Russia, you've got the questions of was there any collusion, you've got finances. But I think the one thing that many people are minimizing here is the cooperation with the New York State officials as well. It seems clear now that Michael Cohen has been cooperating with the New York State Attorney General or the New York officials there.
Let's talk about it, because what they're looking into is the actions of the Trump Foundation, which we know was operating in many ways outside of the law. That's what's being investigated.
At the least, that's what they're investigating, right? Because there we already know that New York State has filed a lawsuit against, a civil lawsuit. The question people asked many at the time was, well, based on these allegations they're making against the charity, some of this sounds like it's potentially criminal. And I think the answer was they needed this idea of intent. Was there corrupt intent to do this? And that's where Michael Cohen could become instrumental with regard to the New York State case. So everything we keep talking about, well, you know, you can't indict a sitting president, et cetera, those are all federal issues. The state is an entirely different set of legal questions. It has its own autonomy, its own authority, its own investigation. And if you're Donald Trump, this now opens up, in my mind, an entirely new concern with regard to this investigation if Michael Cohen is cooperating with the New York State authorities.
You also can't issue pardons for violations of state law. Yet one of the things we saw in this piece is that Michael Cohen has been questioned about a pardon. That could also be very significant.
Right, because what effectively that means is they're investigating the possibility of obstruction of justice or witness tampering. Meaning, were there suggestions that if you don't talk, maybe you'll get a pardon, or more importantly and potentially more dangerously, is anyone suggesting to Michael Cohen, did anyone say to him, if you don't tell the truth, you might be able to get a pardon? Don't disclose this, and you might be able to get a pardon. We don't know that that's the case, but those are the sort of questions that have to be of great concern. Look, with all of these people together, President Trump should know now, with his closest associates all involved here, if he didn't do anything wrong, he should be in good shape now. They've got the right people in there to answer those questions. But if he did do something wrong, he's got to be very concerned.
Dan Abrams, thanks very much.
All right, thank you, George. Now to that deadly workplace rampage at a Maryland distribution center. A woman opening fire and killing 3 people, then taking her own life. ABC's David Curley is in Aberdeen, Maryland, with the latest on the investigation. And David, this is just one of 3 workplace shootings in just 24 hours.
Yes, it's the latest one, Michael, and this Rite Aid distribution center is closed this morning. 3 victims' families are grieving this morning, and police are trying to figure out what was the motive for this latest workplace shooting. This morning, police urgently trying to find out why this 26-year-old woman, Shosun Mosley, opened fire on her fellow employees at a Rite Aid distribution center.
So you had the shooter with us. Okay. Is the shooter a patient? Yes, for sure.
Sheriff's deputies, SWAT teams storming that center after Mosley pulled a 9mm handgun and started shooting just outside, then inside the warehouse, hitting 6 fellow employees, then turning the gun on herself. 4 dead, including Mosley. Mike Carey, who works at a furniture business right next door, immediately jumping in to help.
I tried to get out of there. I got hit. It was like around 9 o'clock. I heard this commotion going on. Like, I heard there was gunshots out in the parking lot. A few minutes later, I seen this guy coming into our building. His leg, he was bleeding, and he was shot in the leg. And everybody was, rushing to help him.
One worker told his wife, according to the Associated Press, that Mosley was having an argument with someone and, quote, went off, firing her weapon in many directions, not necessarily targeting anyone specifically. Dozens and dozens of workers locked down in the huge warehouse until police could make sure Mosley was the only shooter, finally releasing them to board buses and take them away from the deadly scene. The Baltimore Sun is quoting a longtime friend of the shooter saying she felt that the world was against her, but she wasn't an angry person. This friend suggesting that she may have been completely emotionally distressed. Robin?
Very sad. All right, David. Thank you. Now the latest on the recovery efforts underway from Florence. The Carolinas and Virginia still struggling very much this morning to clean up from the storm. The death toll is climbing. 41 people killed across 3 states. The storm dumped trillions of gallons of water across that region. So many brave people, though, risking their lives to rescue those trapped. North Carolina's governor says more than 4,700 people have been saved. And we're thinking of everyone in that region this morning. And Ginger, the Midwest facing a threat overnight, tornadoes tearing across the heartland?
Yes, 6 reported tornadoes, Robin, and then at least 113 severe storm reports. So you can see what it looked like. This is from Elysian, Minnesota, a video of the damaging winds blowing through there, and then likely the tornado damage in Faribault, Minnesota, where the plane is flipped, the hangar destroyed. And so you could see more of that action and what happened even in Middlefield, Ohio, with the trees down. You could see that again today from Ohio all the way through Pennsylvania and western New York. It's the same cold front, and really the low goes up into Canada. That's where any of the spin would be. This looks more linear, meaning damaging wind. All you need is a 60 to 70 mile per hour wind, which we could do today from Buffalo back to Cleveland, and you could have some power lines and trees down, George.
Oh, man. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to turn on now to that murder shocking America's capital. A suspect has now been arrested, charged with killing this young woman jogging through a popular neighborhood in Washington, D.C. ABC's Lindsay Davis has the story.
Overnight, family and friends gathering to remember Wendy Martinez, the 35-year-old tech executive brutally murdered while jogging in the heart of the nation's capital. Friends and family emotional, opening up about their loss.
My daughter was a beautiful person. My heart has been broken in 1,000 pieces.
Martinez had just gotten engaged last week. On Thursday, police zeroed in on 23-year-old Anthony Crawford, seen here, they say, in this surveillance video moments before the attack. Prosecutors say Crawford stabbed Martinez 7 times while she was on a run around 8 p.m. Tuesday near her home in Washington, D.C. This surveillance video shows the moments after she was attacked, running into a restaurant, bleeding, causing some customers to flee. Others tried unsuccessfully to save her. She later passed away at a hospital. Crawford is now in custody. Police this morning are searching for a motive.
We don't have anything to suggest that there was any type of confrontation between the two. It looks like it was an unprovoked attack.
Yeah, so officials saying that the attack was unprovoked with no apparent motive. Crawford is now being detained. The defense is calling that a rush to judgment. Wendy Martinez's mother says that her daughter had just picked out a wedding dress. They now plan to bury her in that dress, Michael.
All right, thank you so much, Lindsay.
That just breaks your heart. But her family, Wendy's family, her mother, about forgiveness, her fiance saying about don't let this define what this community is about. Just their grace in this time is just amazing.
Hard to imagine.
And the toughest time for any family out there.
You're right, Michael.
All right, thank you. We're going to switch gears now to something a little happier. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, the youth celebration in Cleveland. The Browns have finally won a game. Yes, you heard it right. They have finally won a game. It is their first in 635 days. Rookie quarterback Baker Mayfield, the top pick in the draft, made his NFL debut last night, and immediately he showed everybody he belonged. A little trickery right here for the nice touchdown. And he led his team to the big win. It's their first since 2016. It's hard to even say that. They went 0-16 last year, and the victory was extra sweet for the fans because take a look at the celebrations across the city. A lot of reasons to celebrate. The so-called victory fridges that were stocked with Bud Light, they were unlocked until the team, they were locked until the team won. Now they are unlocked. Finally, people are enjoying what has been long overdue.
Well, now they're empty.
Yeah, now we got to restock.
Let's get back to Ginger now. Storms and flooding down south?
Yes, Conroe, Texas, showing the damage from a car wash where that all collapsed in damaging winds. And we're going to see flash flood potential, mostly in Oklahoma, up to 10 inches. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the weekend getaways, sponsored by Liberty Mutual.
So a tree falls in your brand new car and totals it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now your insurance won't replace it outright because of depreciation. If your insurance won't replace your car, what good is it? You'd be better off just taking your money and throwing it right into the harbor. I regret that.
With new car replacement, if your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Well, we're starting off this finally Friday on the cloudy side. Temperatures in the 60s and low 70s across the area. A little sprinkle not out of the question this morning. It'll be cloudy at lunchtime, 77, breezy, and humidity really building through the day. Maybe skies brightening a little bit late this afternoon as we hit a high of 82, but nice and dry by 7 o'clock, 78. So looking good for your Friday evening plans. Maybe you're headed to Capital One Arena for the Elton John farewell concert. Well, temperatures will be around 78 getting to the concert, 75 heading home.
Coming up, we have that ABC News exclusive with that teenage girl taken across the country by her 50-year-old teacher. The search captivating the nation. Now she's telling her story on GMA.
And how these long-lost siblings finally found each other. We're going to tell you what they said the moment they first met.